let's come back to the glitz and glamour of Gbenga Akinnagbe. One of the other things that I found out was that you're a cousin to the rapper Wale. So there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in your family. We've
been very fortunate. We didn't start out that way. Here we are. Started from the bottom. Nah, it's funny. Somebody told me about this, like a shirt or something they saw, and it had these Africans, and it said we were never at the bottom, but now we are. That was like,
wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, no, that's because we've always known where we were from, and there's so much richness from that. And we, unlike our brothers and sisters who were separated and then their culture was destroyed, and yet we still now, like, even with those cultural links which are weakened, we've allowed those things to be destroyed, and let go. Like, what was that line in the song when they came? We had the land, they had the Bible. Now we have the Bible and they have the land.
Speaking about your cultural links, I was asking you, what do you used to have the links with back home? Have you been to Nigeria? You've actually been going back home.
Yeah, pretty regularly. I mean, I never went growing up. My family was very poor. We lived in shelters in Washington D.C. and I was in and out of group homes. So that was never an option. And but because I had this fear instilled in me about Nigeria. So even when I could go, I didn't, even though I wanted to. So it got to the point where I just had to buy a ticket. I didn't even tell my mother I was going until I was boarding the plane.
No way.
No, I was getting on the plane because I didn't want her or anyone talking me out of it. And like since then, like 3.5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I've been back to Nigeria every year since, sometimes twice a year. I love it. I was just there in November for a film festival in Calabar, which is a beautiful state.
Absolutely.
The governor and his wife were very gracious hosts. It was great. Lagos, I dig. I mean, I like the frenetic energy. I live in New York, so I always say Lagos is like New York times 4. I can see why and how it gets tiring, but I kind of thrive off that. So I try to go back as often as possible. I was accidentally part of Occupy Nigeria. I say accidentally because I got there, and a day or so after I got there, they lifted the fuel subsidies. And I'm like, okay, nobody getting out of here. And so, but I couldn't be there and not participate. I'm pretty good friends with Sheung Kuti, and so he and I, we were out there.
Yeah, he was here a few weeks ago.
Sheung, that's my boy, and congratulations to him. And he just had a baby recently. And so we were out there just doing what we could during that national strike.
Absolutely.
So and it was beautiful. It was, I mean, I just started going back to Nigeria, but I'd never seen Nigeria like that. I know people who lived there their whole lives had never seen Nigeria so mobilized and the streets of Lagos so bare except for citizens walking on the street.